Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Asmogan and this is a real quick video. It's off the cuff. I just want to make it, and like I just said, real quick. I know two people so far. I'm expecting more because I usually don't get that many quick comments pointing something out. But apparently there were spoilers in my previous or at least in the chat of the stream of the end of the Heaven's Ward 3.56 patches and the reaction for Stormblood. I didn't really notice any. I'm gonna put it like that. I didn't really see any. Maybe I was just lucky, and every time I looked at the chat, I only noticed like comments about other things. But that and maybe some of the answers to some of my offhanded questions were what the spoilers were that people were referring to. I'm not sure. I can only really guess at the moment. But from what I saw, from what I was able to gather from the chat, no narrative plot points, no fates of characters, no spoilers were actually revealed to me at all. I mean, I'm actually kind of trying to rack in my brain what people are talking about. Like, I'm like, spoilers in the chat. And one person, one of the people who actually said there was spoilers in the chat said there was a staggering amount of them. I can't even remember one. Like, I'm like, major spoilers, what? And I'm thinking back, I'm like, was it the stuff about Lise? Was when I asked like oh, how long is this thing? And someone in the chat said it's like, oh, it's been multiple years. I can't remember how many years off the top of my head. Maybe that was a spoiler. Maybe that was going to be revealed specifically the amount of time later. But that's, in terms of spoilers, that's a pretty mild. Really not unimportant, but I'm pretty mild spoiler overall. Like, if we're gonna count that, then there's a lot of things that count as spoilers. When I think spoiler, I have a very specific definition in mind. Like, I think of narrative hooks being revealed to me well before I get to experience them. I think of massive narrative plot points being revealed to me, which none have. I have no idea what's going to happen in Stormblood. I didn't even know definitively that it... Well, I didn't know anything so far that we've gone in. I didn't know we were going to be in Rauger's Reach. I didn't know we were going to learn about Rauger a little bit. I didn't know we were going to learn specifically about Lisa's story. Like, we've started, and I've been surprised by everything that's gone in. There's a lot of narrative hooks. I don't know what's going to happen. And again, I'm still kind of trying to rack my brain thinking, what did chat say that could be a spoiler? And I'm like, okay, well, what is... as I kind of think back to the stream, I was like, okay, well, what about... Hey, what about when I asked about the Viceroy? Like, oh, well, they said he was an evil dick. And then they said, like Belsar, he seemed to, he's kind of like an evil twist of Belsar. And the thing is, I made that call even really before anyone said it in chat. But I already kind of figured he was going to be like an evil twisted version of Belsar. Someone who believes in meritocracy, believing in earning your position. But if you fail... And if you're a failure at your position, you're gonna fucking die. That's the kind of the points I was kind of picking up myself. So again, not really a spoiler, and because they didn't tell me anything he was gonna do. They didn't tell me anything he is going to do, and I'm happy with the chat that they didn't do that. But again, what they did say, I don't know if I'd count that as a spoiler. I mean, nothing specifically why they thought the way that they thought was revealed to me. They just explained that, in their opinion, he's an evil dick, but he does, like Belsar, believes in meritocracy, believes in people earning their position, but if they fail at that, they deserve to die. And that is kind of apparent from what we saw of him. I mean... So again, if that's a spoiler, that's such a light one, and it's one that I already deduced. Is my deduction a spoiler? Because I already deduced that. Now, if there was a specific spoiler that was in the chat that those people who commented are thinking of, or specific ones that are like major plot reveals or narrative hooks or things, like someone told me definitively, this is going to happen, this is when, and this is how. I didn't see anything like that in the chat. And I have to stand up for my chat right now. I have to stand up for the folks that were in the stream, and I did not see that at all. Nobody told me when, where, what, and how. And that's a spoiler. If you told me definitively any of those aspects, that is a spoiler. just discussing a character's behavior, as long as you're not giving me examples of what they're gonna do. If you're just telling me, oh, this guy's a dick, that could just be an opinion. As far as I know, it may not be based on any like definitive proof of their dickhoodness. Like, so that's not a spoiler. And this stuff about Lise in the background, maybe we would have found out later that how many years it's been, and that my character never knew Ida. But it doesn't change the fact that there was nothing really for me to. There's nothing for me to know that it's an inconsequential. It's not inconsequential, but it's a minor detail that, if it does count as, if it was going to be revealed later, probably wouldn't have had any kind of reaction to me. Because the thing is, I only cared really definitively in that moment. After that, it would have just been more fluff details about how long Lise has been covering for Ida. It wouldn't really have, like, my interest was about how long, and like those smaller details peaked with the reveal. If it was going to come later, it really wouldn't have mattered much to me, because at that point, we'd already kind of moved on from the reveal that Lise is actually playing her sister. Obviously, I'm going to have to put a spoiler warning at the beginning of this video. See, that's an example of a spoiler, though. Like, that right there. I don't know, guys. At the end of it, I'm just going to walk away with this really short video. I have not seen any definitive, real spoilers so far. And if you guys did see it for those folks who saw those spoilers in the chat of the video I just uploaded, first off, don't point them out to me, but just tell me, like, yeah, by your perspective of what a spoiler is, I did see spoilers like that. Someone did tell you definitively, when, where, how, and why something happened. Like, people told you all that about Stormblood. People tell you about that, about the voice. People told me definitively what's going to happen in the future. That's a fucking spoiler. They told me when it's going to happen. That's a fucking spoiler. How? That's a fucking spoiler. Just talking about, like, a character's attributes before I really get a lot of examples of them, not really in my kind of book of, like, definitive spoilers. That's just me. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you've been enjoying my videos lately, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. It's great to have you guys. More or less a Final Fantasy channel at this point. I'm actually considering playing through the other Final Fantasies, because for those of you who've been paying attention to the streams or have caught the right clips here and there in the videos, I've only played every multiple of 7 of Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy. So I played 7 and 14. That's it. I have not played the rest of them, so I've been checking them out. Apparently, there was there's been some pixelated, or some company did remakes or digital remasters of the previous Final Fantasies. So I'm curious of picking those up on Steam. I'm playing through them, getting to know like how long these emotional train wrecks of a series have been going, and if they've been like that since the very beginning. But anyway, gonna catch you guys later. Bye bye. Remember to leave a like and subscribe.